How's it going? I'm Kennan Williams.
And I'm Olivia Williams.
And this is
Luv Riches.
And to the right of us, we have single cuz.
What's up, guys?
Mr. 1%er, he ain't gonna say it.
Mr. 1%er.
Poppy Chulo _ dreaded, 1.4 million followers, no scam pages.
Olivia, sorry, his first name.
Livy.
At Lady _ Livy, 2 I's in Livy, Livii.
There we go. That way y'all can follow the correct accounts, because there's a lot of scam accounts that want to pop out and be us. For whatever reason, we're not cool, but whatever.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, today's topic is the big misconceptions of wealth. This is a big one, right? This is one of those topics where, you have heard something so long that you believe that it's fact. You believe that it's true. But what most people don't understand is these are big misconceptions that keeps you from actually getting wealthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It holds you back. It makes you, operate in this mindset like this is what it is. I'm here to burst all them bubbles, all right? Especially them financial bubbles, okay? The first subtopic we're going to talk about is the goal to look rich or be rich. Right?
Right.
It's the goal to look rich or be rich. I say both. You don't have to sacrifice. See, most people say, hey, look at this picture of Warren Buffett. Now the Gucci belt in sight. Then they'll put a rapper up next to him and not even understanding the rapper. That's literally the lifestyle of a rapper. Is the fame, the glitz, the things that make that person, stand out a little bit more than the average person.
The culture.
It's a culture, you feel me?
Right.
Versus Warren Buffett, who's like 90 years old and an older man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't expect him to just be watching Gucci, even though he does, y'all. Think about it, linens, casual loafers and everything, those be name brands too. You just don't know the name brands. So I always say, listen, you don't have to sacrifice looks at all. I'm trying to look rich and be rich. I want to be dressed in the flyest fabrics. I want to look good 24/7. I want to bring out the big jewels or whatever the case is, because I don't want to just be rich. What's the point of being rich when you're dressing like a homeless person? Like, you got to think about it. And plus, for us as black people, right, we have to stand out and do a little bit more than everybody else. Let's keep it real. We are the show me people. You got to show me wealth. Because if I was out here and saying, hey, I can create you and turn you into a millionaire next to a Toyota 99, you're not going to believe me.
Can I give you this?
Come on.
Even in Africa, they have the biggest diamond mines and they have gold everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's in our culture for centuries, millennials, decades,
Whoa.
that the bling is the thing.
Come on.
The bling is the thing. So when it comes down to other cultures, you can't compare two cultures and how they decide to dress based off their wealth, because they might be equally wealthy, but the culture is different.
It's a culture thing.
It's a culture thing.
Come on.
All right.
How you feel?
I feel the same way, but I feel like, man, if y'all ain't got it yet, stop faking the funk. Don't be out here spending and wasting all your money on this fake designer and fake jewelry and stuff, when you can just save your money and get to where you want to be at in life.
Eventually.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Use that
that's
money
true.
to invest in becoming rich. So the goal is to be both.
Right. Unless, right, here's the caveat to that. Unless you're in areas where that's normally accepted, right? Because sometimes you might have to fake it till you make it if you're going to something. Like, let's say you might have to spend $500 on a nice rental car to go to a certain business meeting or outing where mainly successful people are. So you can blend in, you know what I'm saying? Because, wealth sees these type of things. People sit there and say, yo, the goal is to be rich and not look rich. People are not driving old beat down cars. Y'all got to stop that lie. Oh, Warren Buffett drive this and that. Why you pick out the oldest man in history to look at and say, hey, this is the standard of wealth?
Right.
Y'all gotta stop with that. There's so many wealthy people around here driving Bugattis and everything, living their life, have the finest things in life, and they're enjoying it. Remember, we only have 100 short years on this planet. Why do I want to spend it being unsaucy?
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, you want to do both because it's just in our culture to flaunt and show it off in such a way.
That's what it is.
That you go overseas, you're going to see big jewels on us.
Yes.
Big rubies and everything. That's because, like the wife said, that's literally the culture. So you can't be sitting over there and saying, well, you're materialistic. But last time I checked, we were all materialistic.
We're all materialistic.
You stay in a materialistic house.
Some people like materialistic things, like when you walk into their home, you might be sitting on their couch, not speaking of this one, but some people might go to IKEA. Some people might go to Cane's or Haverty's.
Yeah.
But it really is your preference. You might like regular light bulbs. Some people might like energy efficient light bulbs, but the energy efficient might cost more. Some people are materialistic in different ways.
Yeah, come on, baby, come on. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
There's so many different levels of materialistic that people only want to stick on it when they talk about cars and clothes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can't afford it, stop getting in the conversation. That's what it is. If you can't afford it, don't have an opinion. Because I want to hear an opinion of a person who can do both.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll literally take your word, and it may be law or it may be not. You know what I'm saying? Because when most people do it, y'all got to understand, like what we just was saying, like, unfortunately, we have to show more than other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Let us say that, yo, we can change people's life. They're not going to look at us like we actually really can do that unless we have it on us.
Right.
Unless they can literally physically see success written all over us. Let us go in there with a holy white shirt versus another culture walking in there with Crocs on. That person might run the business.
Right.
But if you wearing Crocs, they're going to think that you're the janitor.
You just might be the statistic that they automatically think comes up in their head versus when you actually have on your fly gear and your jewelry and you're presenting yourself in a certain manner.
Come on.
We have to showcase
Come on.
to actually be. And I just don't want people to have that misconception that that's not fact.
Come on. Keep it real. Y'all wouldn't even pay attention to us if we wasn't fly. If I didn't have that Rolls Royce and all those commercials that I did to attract you guys wouldn't be following me right now.
This is true.
There's plenty of people out here who talk good game too. But the thing is, they don't have the things. Y'all are not paying attention to them. I know some real life-changing people that only got 3,000 followers, but you're not paying attention to them because they don't have the shiny things that you care about. But they really can change your life. So this is why we say the goal is to look rich and be rich. I'm not trying to be like no old pasty person, y'all, that's not really dressing fly, that's not really trying to, it's just who we are. It's a culture.
This is true.
Come on. The next biggest misconception about wealth is rich people save money.
Right.
Nah.
Right. Nah.
Rich people invest money.
Come
They
on.
don't save money.
Come on.
To save means to hoard, and if you save it in the bank, is depreciating in value.
Baby.
You're not going to get the value you want out of it, especially in the amount of years that you think it'll actually accumulate. So they invest their money so it can keep doing backflips and coming back to them.
Come on.
Yeah.
Rich people do not save money. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care how y'all feel. Rich people don't save money. They're not the middle class. What you are used to is seeing the middle class save money, and they're portraying to be rich because they're trying to keep up with the trends. But you don't even understand that they're gasping for air, trying to literally bob up. And the thing is, they're trying to keep up with the rich class. That's what it is. To be in the middle class is probably the worst class to be in. It's not the poor class. The poor class actually know exactly who they are.
And they're comfortable.
They're comfortable. They're going to throw the fish fries and the parties around the block, and they're going to live within their means, right? The middle class is the people who despise the poor class, looks up to the rich class, but are so afraid to spend money that they save it because they don't want to be like the poor class.
Right.
So they're literally doing this on a small rope, like if you would go to the circus and you see an elephant trying to,
Tightrope.
you know, like it's really a tier.
Teeter-totter, yeah.
Exactly. To the point where you don't want to do it, man. Rich people don't save money. They can't because what the wife said, they have to invest. It's a vehicle. You have to put your money inside of a vehicle. And the vehicle has to move forward, not backwards, but forward. To save your money is to literally have your vehicle parked and not actually turned on.
It's a car depreciating in value.
Come on. What happens when you don't turn your car on in a long time? Your battery dies.
The battery will die.
It don't matter if it's brand new or not. If you don't keep changing, cranking up that engine and everything, the car is gonna die. Same thing with people finances, right?
Yeah,
Right.
no
I
one
feel
wants
like-
to stall in life.
Facts.
Yeah, I feel like people honestly don't even use their brain because it's like, how you think that person keep up with the house and the maintenance on everything? You know what I'm saying? That stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
Like you're constantly taking money out your bank and paying for that stuff. So like you need to have a certain amount of money coming back into your account in order to pay for all that stuff. Otherwise, you'll be broke again.
Reoccurring income.
Come on.
You need that recurring income.
It costs us like $1 million in maintenance alone.
Yeah.
Pool, yard, electric, all that. It costs us $1 million a year, mandatory, no matter what we do for the rest of our life. $1 million will have to go towards maintenance. That means we will have to at least make $1 million every single year. You know what I'm saying? To maintain. We can't have our money sitting in the banks not doing nothing. Every dollar. We go broke 3 times a year. Every rich person, every successful rich person goes broke at least 3 to 5 times a year.
But it's different.
But it's different because the money is, we're just lean on cash.
Yeah.
We're heavy on assets, but we're lean on cash to the point where the cash is super low, but the assets looking crazy. So we can always liquidate.
Yes.
So it's really not like we losing. It's just like the bank accounts might look slim, but guess what? They actually over there working out.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that's actually it's like a roller coaster because it's going to keep on going, never ending roller coaster because it's going to be ups and downs just like a regular life.
Yeah.
With average folks, you're going to have your ups and downs. When our down happened, it's because we invested and now we're waiting for the profit to come back in. And when the profit comes back in, we're up again and we're going to invest. But our roller coaster tends to go down, higher, down, higher, down, higher. That's what we try to teach you guys. It's going to be the ebb and flow of your life with your finances. But the point is you have to reinvest so you can get a higher return.
Exactly.
Because we're not trying to stay stagnant and hold money. We're not trying to go up just a little bit and then go down, then go up just a little bit. We want to make big peaks.
Yeah.
And we want to hold it and then invest and make another big peak. It's a process, but we'll teach you guys.
Exactly.
Luv Riches.
I actually got a good example for like people who look at those people who won like millions of dollars, like hitting the lottery and stuff, like hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And they're broke within like a couple years, right? Why? Because they never learned how to invest the money. They were never rich in their mind, so they were never taught how to make that money back. So they instantly just lost all of it and became broke again.
Exactly. Because it's really the biggest form of torture is trying to save it, knowing that you can't. Think about it. The biggest form of torture is trying to save money, knowing that you can't. Like literally, you know your timing belt is going to go out on your car.
Right.
You know that engine is going to break down depending on the year. Right. You know that mama is going to ask for money for something major real soon.
Yep.
You know that your friends that you're closest to is going to fall down on their luck because they do that every year around the same time. We got family members that go down on their luck every year the same time. Like it's Groundhog's Day or something. Am I lying? Right?
And I want to correct Tyree. It's not that they're rich in their mind, because everybody's rich in their mind. It's the fact that you're not illiterate. Sorry.
Financially illiterate.
Financially illiterate.
Financially illiterate. Yeah.
With the money process and how to receive the money, because you can be rich in your mind. You can want everything that you want in your mind. But if you're not financially illiterate, you're not going to get the money. You're not going to keep the money, and it's just going to be straight down here or stagnant. Like I said, saving. So we want to get educated about finances. We want to learn the highs and the lows, the seasons. We want to know when is the best time to invest and when is the best time to put your money out. And you got to get around people who's actually in that process and who has years of experience.
Exactly.
To actually understand.
It's true. Which is why, this book, Money is Not Your Landlord, Money is Your Roommate, is so important because it teaches you how to maneuver your money and everything. It teaches you how to actually make your money work for yourself, so it can actually, produce wealth instead of, keeping wealth hoarded in.
Right.
That's literally like the worst thing that people can do because they see rich people, they say, no, you see what they did? This rich person did this and that. No, this rich person said, if I want $100 million yacht, I'm going to produce $200 million this year. If I want, a $10 million, I'm going to go make 30, 40 million. They literally sit there and they plan out their expenses a year before, guys. Plan your expenses a year before. Find out everything that you may want. That way you can avoid all the things that you have seen that was shiny and nice in the moment. What are you planning versus the momentary purchases.
Yep.
Because most people, they succumb to the momentary purchases, right? You make it look good enough, what poor people do? You give up the money.
Right.
Right? But rich people are so disciplined that it may look good. They may even want it. Guess what they gonna do? Put it on next year's agenda.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do that this year. Next year is cool. You know what I'm saying? But this year, whoa.
And this is where coming in, having a good mentor comes in.
Yeah.
Someone who's been in the game, they have skin in the game, they watch the flow. They know the flow. They're riding and they're sitting back by their pool drinking Mai Tais and
water.
and water. And they know how to help you flow through it as they go through it. So they will tell you when to invest and when not to invest. And it's also, let's go a little bit biblical.
Come on.
When you give, you will receive. So people that hoard all their money, you have people around you. I'm not saying give out all your money to everyone in need. I'm saying be charitable, because God watches what you give out and he returns it back to you 10 times fold.
Yeah, move with the spirit.
Move with the spirit. And it's going to be days when you're like, hey, I'm a little low on my cash, and the presence of the Lord is going to come through and something's going to happen. The money's going to flow in. You're not going to know where it came from. You're not going to know how it happened. But it's the spirit of giving that will make you receive. I just don't want people to think that just because you have a mentor and you have all this money that you're just going to receive. Sometimes it's your actions. You can have it all and you can have your ups and your downs. But if you're not being charitable with your money, you're not paying your tithes and offerings, and it's not always to a church, you won't always receive the payout you think you're going to receive.
Yeah.
Something will happen. So that's also part of the ebb and flow. Give your percentage back.
Yeah, in multiple ways.
Multiple ways.
You know what I'm saying? Like, finding, what the wife said, finding the right mentor is key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell you guys, get our program only because we have really created a blueprint, right? It's solidified. We run into people all the time that made, didn't we just run into somebody this weekend that made $339,000?
Exactly.
Every event we went to, every event we went to this year, they made over 6 figures, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And we didn't know they were showing up. We didn't know who they were. They just showing up and showing us these numbers.
They're like, thank you. Like,
You changed my life. You changed my life.
man.
Yeah.
These are the people that you want to get to know, people like me and the wife, right? Because we really have something to offer the people that's solidified. Find things that solidify, that has worked for other people, and that's all you need to know. Because the thing is, you start to operate in fear when you don't believe that it can work for you. Because you're looking at everybody else's success and you're getting overwhelmed by it. Or you're looking at our success and saying, man, I can't get a $5 million mansion. Right. Yo, we wasn't here in this position to even think about a $5 million mansion 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we was only thinking about getting a $400,000 house.
Right.
You know, eventually, when we get the money.
That's also unwavering faith that God has you, the Lord has you.
Exactly.
You have to have unwavering faith. And that's a problem that a lot of people have. They want to believe that God created everything and that he has the power over everything, but you're not putting your faith in his hands, that he will take you all the way. That's all he wants, is for you to believe that he will take you all the way. We had unwavering faith.
Yeah, and
So,
we had manifestation. We manifest with action.
With action. So you have to be able to, like you said, with action, put in the work and believe that he will carry you through. So you're going to have your ups and your downs, but as long as you know he has you, you will make it through. I promise.
Come on.
You will make it through.
No, he said, you take one step, he'll take two.
Yes.
That's a fact. And a lot of people, man, a lot of y'all know what rock bottom feel like. So it's like, why not take a chance on success? You know what I'm saying? Who cares if you don't make it this time? You know what rock bottom feel like. So if you go there again, it won't hurt you like that. It's not gonna hurt you like somebody who's never felt it. But you've been there. You know what I'm saying? So
You've been there. You know how it is to lose.
Exactly.
The people who struggle the most are the most strongest people when it comes to this. Think about how people was acting in 2008 when everything crashed. People killing themselves, jumping off of roofs. Oh my God, my life is over. Imagine us going broke. Oh, well, we know what being broke feel like. Let's just get back rich. You see what I'm saying? It's like falling off a bike. You like,
And that's crazy because you speaking that into existence too. They're talking about their life is over. Your life is over because you just spoke it and did it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So-
People do.
Power of the tongue, man.
Yeah, people do bring negative connotations on themselves.
All the time.
Connotations on themselves, especially when you start talking about the things that you don't have. You start talking about the lack in your life, you're going to get more lack in your life. You start talking about the positive things that's
Focusing on
happening
it,
to you. Yeah, it comes to you.
Right.
And you start speaking about yourself in negative ways, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do for yourself. But
Focus is
it's,
key.
for example, somebody says, I'm always busy, but I'm never producing. Okay, you keep saying that, you keep telling everyone that that's the idea that you have, that's what they have, and you won't produce. Now, if you come back around, you're like, everything I touch actually tends to come into my life very easily, and I'm going through good changes. People are going to hear that, they're going to see that, and then you're going to start to recognize it. And then more good changes are going to start to happen. Like, whether you guys know it or not, or believe it or not, this is how it works. You have to be able to put what you want in your life. I'm a big fan of not letting life happen to me, but creating my own life. I will create it. I won't let it happen. If something was to happen, it didn't happen to me. It happened for a moment. I need to learn from that lesson, and I need to fix it. So if you can fix it before anything else goes wrong and continue to learn from it, the next year you already know how to handle yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. That moves us to the next topic, man. When it comes to big misconceptions of wealth, money doesn't buy happiness.
No.
Money make me happy. I don't know that.
I'm trying to tell you, you feel me? Like, this is one of those ones that has been historical to talk about. You know, every time I go live, it's 50-50, every time. 50% of people say, no, it won't. 50% of people say, yes, it will. And majority of everybody has not even experienced money to even give a correct answer. You see how crazy that is? Because people will believe something wholeheartedly and never have even experienced it to even give a true opinion. It's the craziest thing. But it's super entertaining, and it's super, you know, and it's good for research so you can see where people mentally at, right? Because the people who sit there and say money can't buy me happiness, they're working towards something. The people that says money can't buy me happiness, they're playing victim.
Yes.
Right? They're the ones just sitting over there saying, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, even though they just said money don't buy happiness, but you're begging for help. It's the craziest thing, like, possible.
It's a real thing.
Money buys us happiness. It bought us happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, we're in the position to change lives. Y'all know how powerful it is to change somebody else's life other than yourself?
Yeah.
We get to change our children's life to the point where they don't have to know about struggle. They don't have to know about racism unless we tell them. They don't have to know about slavery unless we tell them. They don't have to experience things that everybody else experienced because we're here now. They don't have to worry about hearing gunshots and ducking down and, you know, 50% of your life is at risk now because of the neighborhood you grew up in. Right? We had the unfortunate thing to go through that, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, our children don't. They don't even know how to know what it even looks like.
Right.
The first gunshot that they will hear is the gunshots when we take them to the gun range.
Right.
To knowing how to defend themselves and stuff, you know, for unforeseen circumstances versus saying, hey, people are out here to kill you because of the color of your skin.
Right.
Like, money blinds, it masks the world. You
Yes.
can build a big enough dome, and people don't always say that, right? People always say, no, but your kids are gonna find about this and that. I'm trying to tell you, the more money you have, the bigger the world you can build. You can build your own island. We know that.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6 million. You have your own island, and you can live in your island to the point where you made your rules.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say the name of the island that they already created is nothing but millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires on this island.
Yeah.
But it's a private spot that they don't talk about too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like to keep it private. But for the most part, that's the real thing. They have an island where there's only millionaires and billionaires on this island. It's a certain amount of money you have to pay to even be at the hotel.
You can afford it.
Yeah, and if they don't have the same rules and regulations that any other country has. They're like their own little country.
Facts.
But you have to have money to go there.
Does money buy you happiness though, baby?
Money buys happy experiences. But say, for example, if I'm having a chemical imbalance and I decide to fall into a depression because I can buy my way out of that. Yeah,
That was good.
depression.
That was good. That was fire. buy your way out of.
Yeah, because I can buy my way. So if I decide to fall into depression, because that's also a thing that you have to go through, you have to be able to go through your emotions. Normally, you can't just stay on the high. You have to be able to have a low just to regulate yourself.
Come on.
If I had a little money, yeah, buy my happiness.
I'm trying to tell you, right?
That's funny because I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, those are the same people that play the lottery.
Come on.
Go to the casino.
Come on.
Play scratch offs.
Yeah.
Those are the same people who get happy when they win money. But just because somebody bring up a topic about money gives you happiness, you don't agree with it. Why you get so happy when you win?
Yeah.
They feel like it's nobility and poverty. That's what it feels. They feel like it's nobility and poverty. Just like, Wolf of Wall Street was saying. There's no nobility in poverty, and it's not. But they feel like it's being humble when poverty comes about.
Yeah.
They feel like it's, oh no, it's being down. Like, no, man, money doesn't bring me happiness. I mean, only my family does. I have heard men say that plenty of times. Man, my family bring me happiness. Well, what about if your family's starving? Are you happy now? Are you happy now knowing that you have your family in the worst situation possible, the worst neighborhoods, the worst areas, the worst education?
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's not making me happy. So all I know is with money, this is one of the powerfulest, most OGest things that can ever be said. Money gives you options.
Money gives you options.
I have an option if I want to be damn depressed. I have an option if I want to be sad. I have an option if I want to cry. Because guess what? The money can make you look at things a whole total new way, to the point where you ain't looking at none of that. You ain't looking at depression.
Nope.
You ain't looking at, because there's so much things that you can do. Oh my God, I could sit here in this bed with ice cream and cry, or we can just go take a private jet trip to Bali or something.
Right.
And go relax.
And go relax.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the options that money gives you to escape XYZ problems. Because people always say, but you're still going to go through problems. That's true. Life is never 100% perfect, right?
Yep.
You're going to go through things. I tell people this all the time. You're going to go through things in your business. You might lose a loved one or whatever the case is, because people always say that. Like, but money can't bring back the dead. Well, okay, necromancer. We know that. We know that. Being poor can't either. Being poor, you can barely even give them a nice burial.
Right.
They might be buried in your backyard, being messing around with you. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, babe, when it comes down to death, I'm going to give people this right here. When you lose someone, there might be a time in your life where you might go through a tragic accident.
Come on.
And you just might need a guardian angel at that moment. So you have to take it as, God took this person from me to make sure that I had a guardian angel when I went through this. Or you have to look at it as your children. Your children might be in a situation where they need a guardian angel, and you're down and out about someone that passed away, but they gained their wings to make sure that your children didn't tragically pass away.
That's fire.
And back to the money concept of it, if you had enough money to make sure that person had the most beautiful funeral going home ever,
Come on.
they had the best casket or the best urn, everyone was able to enjoy themselves versus this wasn't good enough, that wasn't good enough. Like, if you had enough money to make sure that was a beautiful homecoming,
Come on.
then you wouldn't complain.
You love that person so much, right? That person meant the world to you, right? You can throw something yearly for that person to always fill
Honor
that
them.
gap of that void, that pain that you may feel around that person's birthday, around this person's this and that. You celebrate that person each year.
Yep.
And you can only do that with money. You can only do that when you can afford to do that, right?
Yep.
Because most people can't afford to do none of these things.
Yep.
Most people can't even afford to grieve.
You cannot. You
Most
can't
people
afford to
working.
honor your loved ones.
How many people done died while you at work? How many people died and you got to go to work literally the next day after the funeral? You don't even have time to grieve because you're trying to stay above bills. But if you had time to say, let me decompress, let me go be with my thoughts, let's take a vacation, you know what I'm saying? We can think about that loved one in the best surroundings possible to get the right emotions from it.
Right.
Because we already know your surroundings kind of depict how you feel about a person.
Yeah.
Right? If you're messed up and you're in a messed up environment, now that's creating that chemical imbalance that you were speaking about. That depression, those mental breaks that people have when they lose certain people. That's because you don't have anything to balance it. You don't have
The outlet. You can't go to a proper outlet. What you need may not be affordable to you.
Yeah.
And that when it goes back to, does money buy happiness? If you can buy your way out of that depression, say for example, something tragic happens, it can be as little as a dog passing. If something tragic happens, you might want to go ahead and take a trip, like you said, to Bali. It might be where you first bought the dog. It might be a vacation you took your dog on.
Yeah.
Like you want to be able to experience those again.
Right.
But you can't because you're in a financial situation where you have to constantly go to work and you can't pull yourself out of that depression.
Exactly.
These are just example, guys, of the things that
Money
people
can
tell
buy.
us that money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy a loved one back. It can buy the experiences that you need to make sure that you keep on going in life.
Come on now. You know they're coming out with technology that's going to cost $100,000 or something, so you can virtually see your loved one right there, recording all their memories and everything, so you can upload their memories literally strictly on those things to the point where you can have your loved one in your life 24/7. That's the scary
amazing.
technology that people don't want to talk about, but it's going to be very expensive.
It's very expensive. It's very expensive. But another example, Kanye West did it for Kim Kardashian. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about them because they're going through a lot. But he got her father hologrammed as a birthday gift to her, and he actually spoke with all the other siblings. But that's something that money can afford. He told them that he was proud of them and other things. But if you can buy that experience, like, can you imagine?
That's something you can show to your grandkids and your kids. Be like, they never saw their grandmother. They never saw their,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can literally
great-grandmother.
immortalize your fallen family members.
Yes, I believe in the hologram. He spoke about the children too, so that's amazing to have. Money can buy things that people like to refuse because they don't have it or they don't have the willpower to go out and get it.
Exactly.
But that's why we're here.
Come on, man. You feel me? We're here to tell you from a very successful standpoint that money does buy happiness. And you do not have the right, to sit here and say no until you experience it for yourself, right? You don't even have to take our word. Don't take our word for it. At least come out here, try to achieve a certain amount of wealth, and just say, nah, this ain't what when it's all cracked out to be.
Yeah.
I'll say, okay, but we have to refuse your opinion on money buying happiness until you receive that substantial amount of wealth so you can find out for yourself.
Right.
All right? That brings us to our last topic, man. Rich people are evil.
They the devil.
Come on, man. Like, if we want to be frank, y'all, can I be honest with you? I've been around plenty of successful people, me and the wife both. They're the nicest people in the world.
Yes.
You know why? Because they don't want nothing from you. They don't have any hidden agendas. They literally just want to give back at a certain point of success. Y'all got to understand, there's a certain point of success that you get to the point where you just want to be kind to others. Because your life is already set. Remember, most of us humans, we go off of self-preservation.
This is true.
We literally want to survive. So we literally worrying about ourselves. So at your poorest state, you are the most dangerous and the most closest to that word evil that we talk about.
Yeah.
This is true.
We've seen people die over Jordans.
Yeah.
We've seen people get shot over $5. Cold fries.
People die of the name of a street they live on because for no reason.
And that street don't even belong to them.
Don't even belong to them.
You're like, we have seen the worst come out of poverty-stricken neighborhoods. Like people saying, you gotta worry about this and that. No, we gotta worry about our brothers and sisters. They may see a chain on our neck that they like. And it might be fake. People kill people over fake jewelry.
Right.
You know how crazy it is?
Crazy.
You get something from the middle of the mall, now somebody wanna rob you and kill you for it.
This is true.
This is literally the craziest things possible. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about drive-by shootings inside multi-million-dollar neighborhoods.
No.
People saying things can happen anywhere. That's true. But is it more likely to happen where you stay or where this person stay? You see what I'm saying? You got to think about things like that because that's normally triggering to certain people.
Yeah.
Like we have seen evil. I have seen the evil in poverty-stricken people because I used to be one of them. So I understand what another monster looks like because they're working off of self-preservation and survival.
Yep.
It's their family over yours, which is why Christmas is one of the most craziest times of the year. We don't celebrate it, and people kill each other over Christmas gifts. They will kill you to take your gifts that you was about to give to your family to their family.
Right.
Crazy. And rich people have been over here building up different third world countries because they travel to them and they love the culture and they feel very, you know what I'm saying, indebted to the people. So they go spend millions of dollars overseas.
But I'll give you this. The misconception of rich people being evil comes from they have more money.
Yeah.
They can do more.
Yeah.
But they choose not to take care of me. So you're evil because you have more, you have the capability, but if you choose not to take care of me, then
I'm going to deem you evil.
Yeah, I'm going to deem you evil. Wow. Or my neighborhood is this, and we need your help. Actually, you need to help yourself.
Come on, baby.
You need to come out there. If your sidewalks are missing and you don't have barriers for your sidewalks, go to your city, go to your councilman, go to your governor, go to your mayor, speak to them about the things that you want in your city. You can't just say, oh, Bill Gates got us.
Right.
You can't just say, the next celebrity has you. Oh, he came from here, so he should come back and, like, he's working. He's actively becoming somebody in his life. And if you want your neighborhood to be better, it's time for you to actively be a part of your neighborhood and stop blaming rich people and calling them evil because they're not giving back. They're giving back to third world countries who don't have water.
Yeah.
You're upset because you decided not to wash your clothes that day, and now rich people are evil. Like, seriously. Like, because you don't want to pay the water bill. It doesn't work like that. You guys have to understand that rich people aren't evil because they're not giving to you. Rich people become evil when you decide to not do what you're supposed to do for yourself.
Exactly.
I go back to the parable of the talents. You know, you're just being a lazy and slothful servant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody has a chance in this world to become something with themselves.
Right.
So stop getting on your hands and knees and begging and crying that you ain't got the opportunity. You got the opportunity. You know, you live in America.
Right. And most rich people, bro, they're giving majority of all their wealth away when they die.
Yeah.
You know, not saying that I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with giving majority of your wealth away when you die. You know, because the thing is, it has to be an example of money going through the generations. And us as black people, we don't see money going to the different generations.
Nope.
So literally, I believe us as a people, we have to cycle that money through family. We reach trillions of dollars, we're not giving it majority of away.
Nope.
We're gonna give a great amount of portion away, you know, but we're not giving all of it away because our great 10 times removed grandchildren will benefit from that. They'll benefit from what we have, and it will show our people what wealth in our community, if we keep it in there for generations, what that could look like for your family.
Honestly, I feel like we didn't have it long enough.
Come on.
To actually give it back. So once again, that's a culture thing.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we haven't seen that level of money to the point where, you know, because everybody always associates you to give. You know, they do it to us all the time. You know, we got those thousands of DMs. Hey, bro, and they always go to the extreme.
Right.
And they have a extreme reaction when you give them an answer.
Yes.
Yo, bro, I just need to borrow $100,000. You don't even make $100,000. You make $20,000 a year at your job.
Right.
And you want to borrow $100,000, knowing that you have no plans on paying it back. Because in your back of the head, you saying what? He got it. And the moment you say, no, I'm not doing that. Man, you evil, you so horrible with your money, you don't do this and that for me, man. I knew you, see y'all, you forgot where you came from.
Right,
If I remember where I came from, I would not give you a dime. Where in the hood do we give away money? Like, hey, here you go, buddy. Here's my paycheck.
What kind of debt did you accumulate to need that much money?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they always asking that, like, yo, when is it enough money?
Yeah.
It'll never be enough money.
No.
I had the privilege to listen to John Travolta tell me, and he said he wants everybody to get rich because life will point out the weaknesses. It will be something that has a certain dollar amount that you do not have, and you never want to find out what that is.
Yeah.
You never want to find out how much your heart costs if it's from one of your loved ones. You got to think about that right there. Like, you really... It's so crazy that I know this world is unfair. We know it. We know this world is unfair. We know that the world favors certain people over other people.
Right.
They favor the wealthy, right? Like, literally, if you was going to the hospital and let's not even say you. I don't want to put you in that position. Somebody else was going to the hospital for their kid that needed a certain organ. And a wealthy person that's prominent in the city goes to that same hospital hospital, and there's one organ left. Who do you think they're giving it to?
Whoever pays for it first.
Come on.
Yeah.
And that's because
It's a price.
everything is a price. Like I said, we don't think it's fair, but we know how this world works. It's about what works in this world versus what we what we deem is fair or not.
They won't tell you that they will give you a bill, but they won't tell you that, hey, you can actually buy it right now.
Everything
Pay
has a
your
price.
bill up front and you can have it right now, because then, you pay for it, it's yours.
Come on.
They'll say, hey, you're on the list.
Yeah.
And once your name come up, we're going to give it to the priority, who's ever first.
Yeah.
But if you pay your bill off the rip, it's already yours.
We've been in too many situations where people say, no, we're sold out. But we walk over there and say, I got X amount of dollars. Guess what? They have a perfect room for us.
Yep.
We've been to restaurants where they're booked up until next week. We walk in there, pull up in the Rolls Royce. Oh, y'all are good for business.
Yes.
We have a private room for you available right now. Just 10 minutes ago on the phone, you didn't have nothing available.
And they're going to say, please park this car directly in the front, just to let them know this is the type of clientele we want, because we want our industry and our business to be high end.
Come on. It's a thing where wealth speaks. I know they said wealth whispers, but boy, it be so loud sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so loud sometimes because people really see what money, we have seen money move things for us.
Remember, that's what makes rich people evil. If they get to cut the line,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Line
not evil.
cutters.
I'm not
They
evil
deserve,
because
though.
I
They
get
put
to
in
cut
the
the
work.
line. It's more like what I have, they want. What I represent is what they need.
Come on.
And your representation, the reason why we put on all our clothes and our jewelry and stuff like this, it shows.
It
It
does.
gets you into doors. So people are like, rich people are evil. We're not evil. We just have a certain way of doing things, maneuvering through life that you haven't experienced yet, because instead of calling us evil, you decided to not work on yourself.
Come on.
Yeah.
You got to choose one. It has to be a balance. It's either you're going to work on yourself or we're going to be forever evil. But if you
Exactly.
decide not to,
We're going to be forever
you will
evil.
never experience it.
Isn't that just like I'm Sorry, the song that I created,
Yeah.
right? When I said, when I was talking about I'm sorry because I understand y'all feelings. I understand how you can hate,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, without even understanding. When I said I know how you feel because those feelings used to be mine. I
Yeah.
used to stand back in the back of that while the others skipped in line,
Right.
right? Understanding that I already understand how it feels to watch somebody physically walk in front of you. When you know you've been waiting
Yeah.
in that line. You know you've been sitting there waiting for that chance, but somebody else literally just walked in front of you. Maybe been the owner's son or the cousin of the owner or the married in-law of the person. They just walked right in front of you. You like, I've been waiting for that position my whole life. I've been waiting to get in this, and you just walked up there and this and that. So I understand the feeling, but you got to understand, this is one of those worlds where, hey, you have the same 24 hours that I have. The same 24. How you apply it is super important. You may not be able to do what I'm doing now, but boy, you have a shot. When
Yeah.
I found out that it's 1,700 millionaires created every single day, that was enough motivation right there to say, you know what? It's 365 days. Why can I be in it? I could be in it on 365,
Right,
And
right.
how many have we created?
28, and it's steady going up.
Yes.
We're gonna be averaging a millionaire every other month very soon.
Yes.
Like this is the angst that we get to keep going and keep moving, because we're not evil. We're great people.
I like to think so.
Right. We're funny. We're personable. We help people out. We move by the Spirit, though. We don't just give to everybody. We don't just do that, because the Bible says, hey, listen, I'm not going to cut my blessings because you are broke this month and you want to pay and you need your rent paid. Because what happened if God is trying to take you through something, to show you something, to bring you closer to Him? Like, no, you need to talk to me about what you really need, right? Like, you want your bills paid? Come talk to me. Come pray to me. I'm your Father. And then here you go. Now we take care of somebody's responsibility, and God gonna cut our blessings off based off of what we did for other people when we wasn't supposed to step in and intervene.
On their lesson.
Yeah. So literally, we move by the Spirit. We give by the Spirit and everything.
Stop being a hater and be a creator.
Yes.
Like your creator.
Say it again. Say it a
Stop
little
being a
louder.
hater and be a creator, like your creator.
Ooh, like your creator.
Like your creator.
I like that.
You're going to be somewhere.
Do you mind if I take that quote and put it in my book?
That's
Go
fine.
ahead.
All right, I'll put your name in it.
Hey, I like that.
Yes.
I'll be the hater. Be like your creator.
Be a creator,
creator,
just like your
yeah.
creator.
That's fire. That's
Yeah,
fire.
I'm going to put that in my book.
Yeah, man. It's just, it's so many levels, guys, that I really want you to actually meet wealthy people, right? We have a conference coming up in November, on November 17th through the 19th. The next tax
excited.
bracket conference, NTBCON, right?
Yes.
Like, come party with us. Come have a great time with us. You're going to see a lot of successful people doing this. Smiling. All 32 of them joints just showing. Even the big fake ones. The fake ones going to be there too.
The veneers.
They gonna be there too. But everybody happy though.
Yeah.
Even the people with the missing tooth on the side, they gonna be smiling too.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get that fixed soon. No, they're going to learn.
You feel me? Like, everybody is gonna be super happy because, man, once you get to a place of financial freedom, you ain't got no problems. Only problems that come out is the natural ones.
Yes.
We could prepare for the natural problems when we got money. We can prepare for a loved one to exit this world by making sure that their last days here smooth as can be.
Smooth. The exit is everything.
The exit is everything. Imagine you dying alone because your kids got to go to work because you never properly freed them up. Because you properly never taught them about money.
Right.
So now they got to work. They can't be by your side because you never showed them how to actually create financial freedom for themselves. But imagine everybody coming to your side. The doctor calling, your personal doctor.
Personal
The
doctor.
personal doctor that costs $100,000 a year, right? Hey, come on. The last couple hours is coming. And you got all your kids around you, your grandchildren. Love. This makes me feel so good, y'all even talking about this, because this is my dream of, beside my wife, we seeing all our children, our grandchildren, they're holding our hands, we're talking about all our adventures, we're laughing, in those last minutes before we close our eyes at the ripe age of 10,000. At the right age of 10,000, and we get to say, baby, we had a good run, and we created legacy and wealth, and our children will always remember us.
Yes, so baby, I'm not gonna hold you, baby. You might go before me because I want to be able to tell the story of who my husband was.
I got you.
So
I got you.
I'm not gonna hold you.
We'll have enough money to the point you can bring me back to life on the holidays. Not all day, but just bring me back on the holidays, right?
Right.
I'll be a little zombie for a little jaw falling off and stuff. Like, just bring me around for the holidays and stuff. You feel me? Like, we'll have enough money. They'll create that.
And a
I'm pretty
misconception about wealthy people, to wrap this up.
Yeah.
We create our own holidays. So the holidays that you guys may be speaking of may not be the ones that you guys think. We create them, so they'll be all traditional.
This is the big misconception about wealth. And do you want to leave the tip of the day?
Yes. So tip of the day. When it comes to getting money, learn your ebb and your flow. Find your mentor. Don't get mad when someone cut the line because they earned it. They earned it.
They earned it.
I'm sorry, the T just won't slip out.
They earned it.
They earned their spot to actually be in the front of the line.
Come on.
And
Just find out how they did it.
yeah, and when it comes down to does money bring you happiness, just remember it does when you can buy your way out of depression.
With that being said, this is Luv and Riches.
Love and riches.
Bye, guys.
Hey.